Prepare to attack the enemy's control points.
Get behind me, Doctor!
I am fully charged!
You are listening to Control Point, a Team Fortress 2 podcast with Brent Copeland, Eric Fullerton, Wes Wilson, and Spencer Williams.
Control Point, episode 23, recorded on March 24th, 2008.
I'm Wes Wilson.
I'm Brent Copeland.
I'm Eric Fullerton.
I'm Spencer Williams. We got to say it really fast this time, apparently.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
we're trying to get in so you can go to bed, you big weenie.
Yeah, no, it's really late. We're recording really late, and I have to work tomorrow, and it makes me a sad panda.
You don't have to work.
And by the way, welcome to Control Point.
Control Point. Yo, yeah, we have a podcast to do, don't we? Yeah. I heard you guys had a real briefcase.
We do.
Yes, we do.
And actually, I think we should have Eric open it this week.
This is called the Briefcase Skit. What we do every single week is we open up the briefcase and we pull out important documents. These documents detail everything that we're going to be speaking about in this episode.
See, because there's a briefcase in the game that has important documents in it, and you capture it to win the game in the CP or the CTF or capture the flag versions of the game. So we have a briefcase here, and we pretend
it has our intel in it,
and it has the notes that we have for the show, so that
intel.
Yes.
So it's like an in-game reference, but in reality, right?
Right.
That's a cool crossover.
Right. Isn't that neat?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't get it.
Okay.
This week.
So what's in the briefcase? In other words, what is the outline of our show for today, Eric?
All right. We're going to talk about a TF2 update that we had this week, and it's a goodie. We also have a custom map discussion. We are finally going to talk about some custom maps because we're out of Valve maps. So,
yay!
We're going to kick it off with some Mach4.
I still oppose this.
You don't like?
Well, you can oppose it all you want.
I know.
Poser.
I've been outnumbered.
Outvoted. Dun dun.
That was where that comes from is someone made us some intro segments in between.
Stop it!
All right, Wes.
We already have people saying that they went back and listened to all the episodes just to get the in jokes, and now we're going to ruin it by explaining all of them.
Yeah, but we don't want to exclude anyone, do we?
That's true.
And this is episode
I feel
23.
like I should point.
And people
Yeah,
are
I feel
very.
like I should point out at this point that Wes Wilson is one of the hosts of Control Point, which is a podcast nominally about Team Fortress 2.
Yes.
Nominally.
Marginally. Tangentially.
I'm still reading important documents here from our briefcase.
Oh, sorry.
We also have Steam.
What was that briefcase thing again?
Wait, why is it?
Just kidding.
This
Go on.
document
Sorry.
here says Steam community discussions.
Yeah, we got a couple things to talk about in the Steam community.
Okay, excellent. And finally, a format announcement. We have some changes coming up pretty soon to this podcast.
I'm not happy about this.
Well,
you were outvoted.
Yeah,
Dun, dun.
All right. And we all like turtles.
So now we're on to the Team Fortress status, where we talk about what we did this week.
Yes.
Who wants to get us started here?
I will.
I want to hear Brent. I want to hear Brent with his little week day by day thing here. What's up with that?
Well, this week was nice and busy with Easter. I think I had about 3 Easter egg hunts. And so I tried to have Jacob go out and pretend he was a soldier and start rocket jumping over other kids and going for eggs that way.
Did you tell him that the eggs were sticky bombs?
Well, no, he ran out of missiles. So it was kind of sad. But besides that, I played a new map earlier in the week. It was a Tron map. And so like all the walls were like this bright red, bright blue, and quit staring at me.
I can't help it.
I know. And it was pretty fun, except for there was no forward respawn, so you always had to run from the last respawn up to the front. Looked good, and that's really about it this week. I've been too busy preparing for old Easter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool. Sure, whatever.
Yeah. Well, Easter was this week, and it's important. My son had his first Easter, and it was a doozy. We drug him around the yard with 102 fever and made him get eggs.
You drugged your son?
Oh yeah. We just tied his arms and legs together, put a rope around him, sort of drug him around, and if he got egg on him, he won.
Wow, this is actually being recorded. You know that?
And what's funny is my wife and I were talking about doing an Easter egg hunt with our nephews and stuff, but we would fill all the Easter eggs with just nasty stuff. Just like you open one and it's mayo.
Oh.
Or like a dead frog or something.
The mayonnaise is fine.
And so, in your week...
Whose week?
I don't care.
I'll go. Okay, on my little index card. Let's see. This week I played a bunch of new maps. I did a lot of playing. I played Japan. That's a really nice map. It reminds me of Shadow Warrior. Remember that game? With,
yeah.
What was his name? Wang
Chung.
Anyway,
I don't remember, something vaguely sexual.
Yeah, it was like a sticky bum like you. Anyway,
what?
You don't remember this game?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just leaning back in my chair going, "Oh."
It was a first-person shooter in '97, I think, '98.
Yeah,
anyway,
it was
made by the guys that did Duke Nukem and Blood.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm getting way off topic, but Japan was a good map. It felt really complete. It had some nice routes, different routes to the control points. I think it had. Does it have three control points?
Now the middle control point, I heard that was one that he needs to work on. Maybe that it was. Oh,
it's kind of wide open. Yeah.
It might need
needs more obstacles. You can snipe across there. The alternate routes, they had kind of some sewer, not really sewer, but kind of underground routes. I like those. A nice sneaky way to put forward teleports and things like that. The whole map was good, and it's nice that it's not kind of the same style as your TF2 stuff.
And you feel like you're playing like Karate Kid, like you're Mr. Miyagi's backyard and stuff, pulling people up.
A wax on, a wax off. And also I played Corporation, which is another really cool map. It's a map all inside of a office building, and cubicles and a lobby area, and it's really cool. Have you guys played that?
Can you blow out the windows? Is it that one?
Ooh, I don't know.
Like where one of the alternate routes, you go through like a parking garage to get around, and there's like dumpsters and cars back there.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay,
if I didn't notice.
Is it capture the flag? Okay,
Eric, do you know anything about this map at all?
It's an office building.
Yeah, it's an office building.
I've either played that one or one like it, and I really, it's kind of a nice twist to be running through an office building and stuff.
Yeah,
I like.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. Also, let's see, what else? I played on the EU #1 server for a while. Peast asked me, hey, why don't you just come in? Because I never go over there and play. I always think, my ping's going to be way too high or something. But I had a really good time. My ping was around 115, so I didn't feel like I lagged out at all. And that's where I played Japan and Corporation and a bunch of stuff. There was a bunch of cool people over there I hadn't played with at all before, so that was a lot of fun. Let's see, Starship was another map that I played. I don't know that I really like it that much. I don't know. It seemed kind of cluttery and kind of all the textures were dark and just kind of seemed kind of dark and moody. Also, Chaos, the Chaos Castle. Have you played that?
Yes.
You have? It was good. Did we talk about that on the show?
That's the one with the two bases right next to each other and you just kind of run out and around?
Yeah.
Yeah. Real fast. There's 3 entrances. One on the ground and then, yeah.
But the skybox is so huge and vast, it makes it look like it's a huge map, but it's really not. It kind of looks like Stormwind or whatever.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Because of the name?
Yeah.
Oh, weak. Let's see. Also, I played a lot on Friday night on US #1, like all night long. Played a lot of Snow Fort and.
Holy crap! How big is that note card?
Oh well, I'm on the second side of it now. It's
important to point out that Eric does not add his notes via the Google Doc. He has them on a little pink 3x5 index card.
It's not pink. It's light red.
It's pink.
It's
Also,
Pepto. I'll go Pepto.
Also, I realized our youngest listener is 9 years old. His name is Noobster.
Noobster?
So
Wow.
what's up, Noobster?
9 years old.
9 years old.
Are you sure he's our
Noobster.
youngest, or is he just the youngest that we know about? Could
Yeah.
there be like an 8-year-old out there?
There may be a mom out there who puts like the little headphone things up to her belly and lets the fetus listen to us, because I think that would be awesome.
Nice. And
Kind of like Baby Mozart, baby control point.
Yeah, I think you're tapping into something new and good.
You know what? I've already got the commercial all planned out. You know, it's perfect. It's never too early to train your child to be late. If you wait too long,
We'll just
your
have-
child will be lame.
We'll have the spy sounds, so they get used to them early, so they know.
yeah.
Watch out for that.
Instead of like the womb sound,
All right.
Yes,
it's kind of creepy how I can do that so well.
I know.
Lastly,
Yeah, wow.
Lastly,
not related to TF2, I tried out a bunch of new games on Saturday night because I was just kind of giving TF2 a rest. So I played a bunch of Steam games. I tried out Full Pipe, which I really love. Also tried out Ninja Reflex, it's okay. I tried out DEF CON, which is a RTS, pretty slick. I think I might buy that one. I think I really might buy Full Pipe. This one's a cartoon, hand-drawn kind of cartoon game. It's really fun. Also, I got stuck on Mabinogi, which is a very bubbly-looking anime RPG MMO. And then
I downloaded that. I might have to install it and see what that's all about.
it's okay. It's pretty cool. And then later that day, I felt like I had to be more manly, so I got Frontlines, Fuel of War. Wow, this is intense. Have you guys played Frontlines?
no.
I played the demo for it and I thought it was crap.
Really? Have you played Call of Duty?
Dude.
Yeah. I'm the one that told you to play Call
He
of Duty.
said duty.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like a Call of Duty. I'm talking about the campaign. I'm not really interested in the multiplayer, but
We need to make a
It's
spoof
good.
Call of Duty, but it's like, to
The Call of
Dude.
Duty. Howdy ho!
Well, maybe I'll give it a shot then. We'll see.
it's good stuff. So anyway, that's about it for me.
That was a pretty big week.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Wow. I don't have that
Wes,
much.
are you going next or am I going next?
I'll go next. First off, and by the time this goes live, I will have I'm going to be contacting Gamers with Job this week to do a clan match between the CP hosts and the Gamers with Jobs guys, and see if we can't get a good clan match going with them, because they're
We're
about
going to win so hard. Oh my God.
Well, they actually have been doing a battle with Team Fremont Live lately, and they've been facing off in various games, various first-person shooters, and they've been getting crushed by Team Fremont Live. But they complained that the version of Team Fortress 2 that they were playing was the Xbox version, and they're all computer CP or TF2 players.
Right.
So I'm hoping that we can, get them at their best, and that way when we crush them, they won't have a cheap excuse.
Give them advice,
They're gonna-
tips, and
Yeah.
They're going to cry. They're going to cry.
So, additionally, I actually have had a really busy week. After OmegaCon came back, I had to do some web page work, and then I had to work double shifts at the restaurant, and then I went out of town to help run a convention in Atlanta called Frolicon. And then I came back on Saturday, and I logged on at like 10 o'clock at night or 11 o'clock at night to play some TF2, and there were 3 people on our servers, all of them. And I was like, wow, that's really weird. And you were playing some demo, Eric. And I'm like, hey. And he's like, well, I played last night. And I'm like, okay, I need to get some TF2 in. So I logged on, and the server started seeding after a while, and people started coming in more. I guess maybe the people that are in our community actually go out on Saturday night, maybe?
Huh.
Do you think?
Yeah, right.
I think quite a few.
I remember when I did that. Do you remember that, Brent, when you used to go out on Saturday night?
Yeah, I still do.
Really?
Well,
Wow.
usually it's over here though,
Yeah.
so it's usually Eric and I working on something like this, or
Yeah. So anyway,
or we pretend we're going to, and then we're like, let's just get one game of TF2 in,
Yeah.
and then 6 hours later, I'm like, dude, it's like 4 a.m. I better go home.
Yeah.
Or we'll just go hang out in Azeroth,
yes,
Weak.
I've been leveling my Agrimar character.
Nice.
Have you?
Week.
I saw you on one night.
Week.
That's right.
Yep, me and my wife are up to level 22, I think.
We'll save that for the World of WoW podcast.
Yes. I love that podcast.
Wow.
Anyway,
Yeah, really.
so I got on to and server 4 was the only one that had any people on it, and it had 3 people on it. So I got on to server 4, and I noticed. Have you noticed that server 4 is like has done like some amphetamines when it changes levels? It only has like 15 minutes on each level. And I thought that was really cool because, you know, we'd play a little bit and I'd be like, yeah, I'm starting to get good. Oh, wow, a new map. What do we got now? And we played a lot of stuff that we haven't played for a while because people were like, I don't want to play this. But we just played this. So we played, and as a joke, I switched it to Orange X.
Nice.
Which I don't know if you've played that one in a while, but that's the big orange level with the tower in the middle. That's the big sniper map.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
That map has some really bizarrely fervent proponents, and I don't understand that because that map is terrible.
The reason it does is because it is totally team driven. You cannot progress without organizing your team. As individuals, you're worthless.
And didn't someone tell us that they do the orange maps like that to so you don't have as many textures and stuff, and so it's supposed to be faster or something like that?
I've heard that. I don't.
Yeah, they
buy
did
it.
say that, so that it's more of a you can't hide, you know, stuff like that. But I don't know. I kind of like that part of the game. I
think that is a part of the game.
artwork.
So you know, you're basically it's almost like okay, you can play on this server, but there's no spies.
Yeah. But the bad thing is once that map starts, like 3/4 of the team goes sniper. It's a total sniper fest. But it was kind of funny though because me at that point in time, me and Butternuts were being engineers, and we had gotten really good
Is that
at
a
teaming
euphemism?
up. I'm gonna say yes, but I'm lying. Anyway, we were teaming up as engineers, and we had done it on a couple of maps before, you know, just 3 engineers running into a room and bang, 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 level 3 sentry. And it was really cool. So we kept it up over there. And we actually had sentries built on all the levels of the tower in the middle so that the other team couldn't get to it. But then we had buffered it up so good and were defending it well, but nobody was, I mean, all it was a bunch of snipers and us. So nobody was on offense. So we never progressed. And then eventually they crushed our sentries and our teleporters, and it all went downhill from there.
Nice.
So I switched it to science, which I haven't played in a while. Do you remember that one? That's the one that has the little central point with the bridge and then the 2 outside points, and it's kind of Z-shaped.
Oh yeah.
You know, I played that. I played that this week too. I switched it to that too. I always kind of liked that map, and I think a lot of people don't for some reason.
It's got some neat stuff. Now, I don't like the way that the spawns work with the last point. But all in all, it's got some, you know, it's got some neat stuff. The way it's built, you can actually go through their control point number 2 to get to control point number 3, because it's kind of Z-shaped,
Right.
or S-shaped.
You know, the biggest problem with that map, from my experience, is, and maybe it was just we had a weird thing, but the respawn timer was locked at 25 seconds, which is just silly. It was just way too long.
Yeah, that is pretty long. But anyway, we had a good time playing on server 4, and then by the time I left at about 1 a.m, we had almost a full server, and I was pretty happy with that.
Did they play Yarg on there?
Yarg?
Yeah.
No, we did not play
Have you
Yarg.
played Yarg yet?
No.
Okay.
Yarg.
Yeah, it's the 2 pirate ships. It's actually
I've wanted
pretty
to play
fun.
that, but I have not.
Now I'll tell you what we did play. We played that. Oh crap! Unreal Tournament map
Oh my
with the
God.
submarine in the middle. Is it Unreal Tournament or is that a Wolfenstein map? You know the one I'm talking
Doesn't
about,
sound like
where it
Unreal
has the
Tournament.
submarine in the middle, and
That is Wolfenstein.
that's a Wolfenstein map. Well,
Where
Yeah,
you go
the
it's
under.
called
Castle
November.
Wolfenstein,
Yes.
No, that's Unreal.
I haven't played it yet.
I've
Oh,
totally
is it?
played
It's
that.
UT.
Yeah, I remember that.
The
I remember that.
chat is saying it's
Man,
UT.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
But anyway, we played November, and I hate the map, but it's one you get that initial bit of nostalgia.
Yeah. So that map exists?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a TF2 map.
Okay, I got to check it out. Definitely.
Is it on our server?
It was on 4.
Neato. I'll check it out. If,
You know, we have some maps that aren't on our server now that I would like on our server at this point, but
but you know,
I'm just saying.
Hey, if y'all do find maps that you want on our server, just email them to me. I mean, just the names
Yeah, I
of
should
them.
probably do that.
Or
Yeah.
if y'all want, y'all can go into the server area and look how you upload them.
Man, that's so much work.
It is.
Oh my god.
Well, anyway, what were we talking about my week? Why are we talking about servers? I don't deal with the servers. Anyway,
back to the Snorefest.
I know.
So,
I got called
Spencer,
into the Steam chat
are you
this
recording?
week. Yeah, are you recording, Spencer?
Oh my god! Yes, I am recording.
Okay, back to the Snorefest.
Okay, I got called into the Steam chat this week. I was working on my web page last week, and I got pulled into Steam chat. And people have been crying for a Steam chat admin for a long time now, and I finally got that fixed. And now I know why. Our community members degrade themselves about 15 years the moment they step into Steam chat. They all start changing their names.
I know I do. I turn in there and I go in and I'm all like, hey, I'm 8 years old.
They start changing their names to annoy each other, and they deliberately they're just deliberately antagonistic. So whereas our servers are really mature and everybody's really cool, I really recommend that no one who listens to this podcast ever go into our Steam community chat. It's a bad idea.
I'm in our Steam community chat right now.
I'm
waiting to
going
see
in
a
there.
response.
It's like a whole different universe.
Change your name to Wes Sucks. That's evidently very popular this week.
Well, Wes, in all fairness,
Yes.
you kind of do suck.
Only if you got cash.
Okay. Anyway, and my last little bit, you were talking about games that you're interested in.
Yeah.
The one game that I want right now is Sins of a Solar Empire.
I looked that up after you said that. Yeah.
It's a space RTS that's been getting a lot of really, really great press. And I just found out this week, I listened to the Gamers Jobs podcast, and I guess I'm pimping them out this week or something. But I was listening to their podcast, and that game was made by a 9-person team.
Really?
And they've sold over 200,000 units.
Wow.
And so, when you hear the people who made Titan Quest are all like, piracy accounts for 90% of all gameplay on the PC. That is a load. You can still make money on the PC. You just can't have, 80-person teams for a game that's going to sell 200,000 units. So anyway, I'm very proud of that. I think that's amazing, and I want to help support them. So I'm going to go buy their game this week.
Is it
Looks
online?
Cool.
It's an online RTS.
Yeah, there's online in it.
Yes, it is
you said RTS?
Yes,
I glazed
it's
over
a space
for a second.
RTS.
I'm sorry.
You always do when I talk.
I'm having issues now because to look over at you, I'm off the mic.
Yeah,
and
we don't smile at each other anymore and wink.
You don't send me flowers.
So,
Write me love songs.
Brent, what about your week?
I already did my.
He already did his week.
Oh, it was so exciting that I just didn't even remember it.
It really wasn't.
You want me to go over my index card again?
Yes, yes.
No.
That'd be awesome.
Oh no.
So
Okay, so my week.
yes.
And my name is Spencer, and I am one of the hosts of. Anyway, my week. I have 2 weeks to report on because I was not at the convention.
Oh,
last
you
week,
were?
of course.
Don't lie. You were there in my
was.
heart.
I was not there.
You were there in my
was,
heart.
That doesn't count. I'm sorry, but so I have 2 weeks to talk about. The first thing, I don't have my list here in chronological order, so you're just going to have to deal with me. Last Monday, I finally was involved in my first scrim.
Yes, I was there with you.
That was a lot of fun.
How'd it go?
It was a lot of fun. Yeah. And I hate Taryn as a result. Taryn
That is
a phenomenal spy. He's a phenomenal spy, and he stabbed me in the back many, many times, and sort of as a result of repeatedly stabbing people in the back on our team, he was invited into our team. So,
Yay!
welcome, Taryn.
Yeah.
And I hate you.
Taryn kills me a lot too.
God, it's just so stabby in the back. Oh my God.
Did he send you flowers?
No, he just used me and threw me away.
That's pretty common, isn't it?
I am so moving on. I am so tired of the updates breaking our servers. So tired of it.
Did someone fix it?
I did. I had to go in and I had to reboot all of our servers that I had access to reboot, and it was kind of funny because right when I did it, there were still like 8 people on US number 1 that hadn't gotten the update yet. They had been playing the entire time. So I was like, oh, I hate to ruin your play streak, but boot, and they were gone. And then they probably had to update Steam. So I'm sorry to those people. But man, I really wish.
He's not sorry.
I'm not sorry at all. I really wish that they would give us some heads up. I really wish that.
Well, because the other thing, it breaks all the it breaks the source mod. It doesn't break the Beatles mod usually. So a lot of things like
no,
Rock
it didn't
the
break
Boat.
Beatles mod, but RTV was broken. Yeah. I don't know if it still is.
It is. I'm fixing it right now.
Okay. Well, it was annoying.
But thank you for.
But I did
restarting
have.
it. That's awesome.
Well, I wanted to play.
Good. I can count on that.
Had some really crazy times on US server number 1, which I know is not the fun server, but for some reason it just turned into a wacky night. I was in a wacky mood to begin with, and Clyde Frog was on there, and he starts asking what map people wanted to change to, and I just started. I started spamming over chat. I started going, CP falling, CP falling, CP falling. Change it to CP falling. Change it to CP falling. Do it. CP falling, and everyone's like, no, except for the few people that haven't done it, and they were like, oh yeah, Spencer likes it, we should try it out. And I'm like, no, you're not going to like it, but change it to CP falling. Do it. Change it to... And I was totally expecting Clyde to give me just, pay no attention to me, but he went and he changed it to CP falling. And that... we played CP Falling for all of 9 minutes before it got changed, and in that time I had so much fun with the hilarity that inevitably ensues on that map. And the quote of the week, as far as I'm concerned, came from Red Pheasant, who at the end of losing a match, he just comes over chat and he goes, I just realized that a sentry gun and a teleporter are different. Nice. He'd apparently gotten the two buttons confused and built a teleporter instead of a sentry, and the teleporter was not shooting the enemy.
Nice. Now that is a good map.
I've learned that entries and exits are different. I always love it when I put down the entry when I meant to put down the exit.
Oh, God.
Hey-o.
Yeah. But we played a whole bunch of other weird maps for no reason. We put it on CTF facing. And that lasted about 5 minutes before we got sick of that crappy map. Some others. It was a weird night. We played Science, like I said earlier. But I have to quit before I've really played my fill of CF2, because I've got this weird, persistent performance issue that I don't know how to fix. I don't know if it's caused by software. I don't know if it's caused by hardware. But I don't know if any of you remember back when... Half-Life and Half-Life 2 first came out, there was this really bad audio skipping problem. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Where I think I remember you talking about before, but besides that, no.
It just freezes up, and it plays this one audio clip over and over and over again. And it used to happen when the engine was loading. But it seems to happen to me at just random times, like when I'm about to get Ubered. That's my favorite one, because someone Ubers me and then I stand around like an F nut. Someone whose game, like an F nut, whose game is skipping. So I may have to reformat my desktop computer and see if that does it.
So you'll be. But
on the other hand,
a week then.
That's what you get for having dual boot.
No, I don't have dual boot on my desktop.
He's got DOS boot on his desktop.
DOS boot is a book that was written by... never mind.
By the way, this inside joke that we're doing is making fun of the fact that some people have complained about the lack of information about our inside jokes. Oh, weak.
Yes.
And then the last couple things that I wanted to say is I saw Clyde Frog's artwork that he presented to you guys last week. He showed it to me in a spray, and I just sat there laughing for 5 minutes. It was so awesome.
Nice.
So thank you very much for that. And some enterprising people on the forums have started a control point Twitter group, sort of, that I have joined, and I know Eric's in on it.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that too.
I'm in there.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah. Matter of fact, I need to send out a little Twitter right now.
Yeah.
I still
It's
don't
really
get
cool.
it. I don't get
it's
it.
It's microblogs. It's tiny, 140 characters, right? So you can't block
well,
a lot.
what?
Phone, you get a text. That's why it's so
Why?
short, so you get it on your text.
Well, there's a video that I posted that explains it perfectly. You should watch it.
I don't want to.
It's really a lot of fun, Wes, and it takes absolutely no effort, which is the genius thing about it.
Yeah. So anyone out there who knows what Twitter is and thinks it's somewhat fun, add us on there. Add me as Nailhead. Brent, what's your name on there?
I don't know.
Chaos?
I don't have Brent on there.
I'm
You're
Brent
Durgle.
Copeland. Well, I changed it because
Who's Durgle?
That's my WoW stuff.
This
But,
inside
we,
joke.
I like
we actually
Durgle.
made a control point background just for Twitter. So if anybody wants that, we can put it somewhere.
See, to me,
Cool.
I don't think the problem with the world is saying less more often. That I don't
Okay,
think
feel free to leave out on all the fun that we're having.
Yeah.
What really drives me nuts is I'm active on LiveJournal, and some people have stopped posting on LiveJournal, and just daily they upload all their Twitters. So you get a list of
God.
people's Twitters for their blog posts.
Well,
That's wrong.
you know what? You should just do like I did and stop using LiveJournal altogether because
Yeah, like everybody else did.
Wes.
So that's
Should
my
be called
week.
Dead Journal.
There is a dead journal.
Now, if you want more Twitter in your life, you can go to Quotable. That will allow you to see strings of conversations throughout Twitter. Interesting, huh?
yes, that
But
would be
we
so
do have
delightful.
we do have a forum entry for people that like Twitter who are not Wes.
Yeah.
And that's it for my week. That's all I got. Have we all done our weeks now?
I think so.
I think we're done.
I think so.
Wow, that
Okay.
was really long for people who didn't do much this
Yeah.
week.
Can we
Yeah.
move on?
Yes, we can. On the loudspeaker. News and discussions.
Cool.
Do you want to talk about this first bit there, Eric?
What do we got here? Oh, our March 20th TF2 update.
Yay!
So-
that broke my servers.
So it broke things for you. Let's see. What do we got? What was my favorite thing? Where's my favorite thing?
I love that it replaced the underscores in map names with spaces so that custom names with names like CP underscore gravel pit will show up as gravel pit.
Nice. Actually, I like that. I do like that. It's a tiny little touch, it's a little detail, but it's
And I
it's
did
nice.
notice that because I was logging on, I was going to maps this week and I'm like, hey, that's the real name of the map. That's not the weird, underscore.
Oh yeah.
So I wonder if that'll mess up maps like the old Badlands. Because it was like,
No,
Badlands and
it
stuff.
won't. All it does is it replaces the underscore with a space when it prints it on the screen. It doesn't change anything about how the name is recognized or anything like that.
Okay. Here's my favorite thing about this patch. In CTF mode, TF2 now realizes who stole the intelligence and rewards that player, even if the flag was captured by someone else. So now if you had anything to do with capturing that flag, and say you dropped it, and you're a heavy or you're a pyro or whatever, and you dropped it and you let a scout come and get it, and capture it, well, you're still good to go. You still get a point.
And so do you get a full point or do you get like an assist point?
Well, you get
Well-
2 points for capturing, right? Maybe they split them up.
See, the patch didn't actually say specifically what
Because
what
I
your
guess
reward is.
what I'm wondering about is if a team just dropped it and everybody's passing it back and forth so when they cap it, everybody gets a point.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not really any big deal
Well,
with that. I guess
to be
It's-
honest, if you get to the point where your team can do that, I mean, it's showboating. But I mean,
Well, there
if
is
honestly you can sit in your intel room and just pass the intel back and forth, then the other team isn't doing their job.
Right.
Well, there is the engineer handoff thing that people have been doing lately.
Yeah, and that's very nice.
Yes. Do you know what we're talking about, Spencer?
No.
Basically what happens is, since engineers in maps like 2-Fort will just sit there and do a bunch of nothing for a really, really long time, the people who go and capture the flag, when they run by the engineers who are sitting in the
Oh
control
yeah,
room.
I've seen that. They give it to the engineer for the. Yeah, that NG respect. Yeah.
Another thing that we're interested in looking into, we are thinking about getting some more mods for our servers and for our forums. We would like some recommendations. I think if you're recommending yourself, you're probably shooting yourself in the foot. Get a friend to do it.
Well, we're looking for people who are, one, who play on our servers a lot and know everyone that plays on our servers, and two, are very level-headed and generally responsible.
We're not looking for somebody who's going to get mad and ban people. We want somebody who knows how to be very level-headed about dealing with things.
Yeah. More level-headed than me, because I'm not level-headed at all. I go in and I just start banning people left and right.
And that gets me all hot, so I just urge other people to be mean to Spencer, and it goes downhill from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, that really didn't go over
Kind of like that news item.
Okay, let's move on to the next bit. Now, we got a reminder from Saucy Boy that we have not discussed this voice overdrive command.
Saucy Boy.
Yeah.
Saucy Boy. What this is, and this is kind of fascinating, I play late at night, and lately I've been doing it with full headphones on, but for a while there, I was having Team Fortress 2 coming out of the computer speakers. And then when people would talk, I would have to turn up the volume really, really loud to hear. And then the action sounds would be so loud that, I'd be worried about waking up my son. Mm-hmm. Well, there's a command.
I was about to say, I'm sure that went really well over with your wife and baby.
Yes, it did. Thanks. Actually, for the most part, my house is pretty quiet. It doesn't bother them. But at least my son fakes it. And my wife does too in different ways. Anyway, we've got the command is voice_overdrive space, and then you put a number in quotes. Now, the number you use is 6, correct?
Yeah, 6 is a good default. It dampens the sound pretty good. It's still audible in the background. Now 0 will mute everything in the background.
Yes, and what it does is it turns the volume of all the sound effects and everything down as long as someone is talking at the same time. Mm-hmm. So you can hear other people speak.
And 0 is probably fairly jarring, I think.
Probably, because it just cuts everything off, and you don't hear things like sentries, and you don't hear important things. So I wouldn't suggest that.
And that's even if it's just like someone's mic just comes on for a second, and they're
exactly.
It doesn't have to be noise. It's just a mic on.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So if someone
I don't like this command.
You don't like that?
I don't like this command at all. I think everyone should just turn their speakers up really loud. I think that's the solution that works well for me.
Okay.
All right.
Moving on. Little Steam community discussion. In addition to my patent warning, do not go in our Steam community chat. Stay out. It is a bad place.
Are you trying to
I'm
get
there
people
right
to
now.
go
It's
there?
not too bad.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just being weird.
And if you do, rename your
eat some more candy.
That sucks.
Yep. I've got some little gummy worms or something. Some kind of. This is actually Christmas candy, which is particularly bad.
Oh my god!
25 cents a bag.
Yeah. Anyway,
how can you go wrong?
Our Steam community reached 1,000 people this week.
Craziness.
$1 million. Oh, I'm sorry.
But there's actually kind of a story behind it, and it actually made some people mad. We have a standard poster in the forums who usually tries to claim hey, we got this many people on the hundreds, and we'll discuss him later. But anyway, so Flaming Menace noticed that we had reached 997, and what he did was he figured, well, I want to go ahead and get us up to 1,000. So he sent out Steam community invites to a bunch of his friends, which, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
I think it's a great thing.
I think it is too. And he said it was people that, he thought would enjoy the company anyway. And so he invited a bunch of his friends. The community jumped up to 1,000, and he made the post on the forums. Hey, we got 1,000. And I thought it was brilliant. Some other people the first thing they did when they saw that we had reached 1,000 is they went and looked at the history to see who the 1,000th person was. And then they saw all the Steam community invites and were like, I can't believe one of our members was spamming. And I mean, I can understand if they were spamming, like hundreds of random people. But realistically, if you're spamming people that you know or you're in another community with that you think would enjoy our group,
so
I'm all for it.
Is there actually a button under every community you're in that says invite all?
No.
Okay, so he had to go to
manually
each one.
Yes.
Click them all.
Oh, that's not spam.
Well,
He had to work for it. Come on. If it was like a one button, because then I guess people would go to like TWM and just hit it and go like, there's 4 billion people.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anyone should go to TWM and like invite all of them. Or there will be prizes if you do.
No,
free buttons.
Free button.
Okay.
Or if they, make a virus that they can, steal someone's
Okay, you're done
computer
talking
and-
about that now.
Yeah, shut up.
Speaking of buttons, hey, wow, I love it when you cut Brent's mic.
Yeah.
That's just great. Speaking of buttons, Brent, some people didn't get their buttons.
Yeah, I know.
What's up with that?
I'm a loser.
So why don't you kill me? No. What? So people who ordered buttons are going to get them, correct?
Yeah. Eventually.
Eventually.
No, as soon as it's just,
They go out in batches, right? Like we get a huge batch.
but there was an issue with our European friends. The program that I use to get the stamps for our mailers, I've been using it since we had to send out a bunch of DVDs that I need to print out postage right away. But they were trying to tell me it was like $23 to like send a button to Europe, which I know can't be true.
No, it's
because me just sent us a big old poster thing that was from somewhere over
Scotland.
Yeah, and I think it was like a few bucks on there or something. So basically, I got to get down to the post office and figure out exactly how to send to our European friends.
We actually have
button.
someone, I'm not going to name any names, but we have someone that is actually holding it over our heads that he will give us more money once he gets his button.
Well, originally it was, I don't even know if it's the same guy. I think it may be someone else who, they donated some money and the cost to send the button was going to be more than how much they donated. So it's kind of like this issue of it's going to cost everybody else who donated to get them a button, So it was like, what do I do here? Do I tell them no, we can't? Or so I'm trying to figure that out. We have some plans to actually send a bunch of buttons possibly to someone in Europe who can kind of be our liaison that we can say, hey, send this
Our
person a
distributor.
button. Yeah, basically.
That's kind of cool.
But also, I don't think it'll be as much as that stupid program said it would be.
Stupid programs.
Stupid.
I'm getting random Steam community chat or Steam community invites now, by the way.
You're welcome.
Cool.
Are you in the Team Workers movement?
Anyway, so
We got this other thing here that I guess we need to talk about. I am not enthusiastic about this at all, but I know Eric.
outvoted.
Upvoted.
Dun dun.
What's this next one? I don't even...
It's that.
Eric,
Oh yeah, okay. So this is where we kind of address our podcast is kind of change in the future. Basically, without creating this huge dramatic thing, a while ago, Mad Lep, who owns Ubercharge.net, he did a blog post kind of telling everyone that our podcast was being looked at financially by another company. It was too early to talk about
you know
it
what?
then.
Go ahead, spill it all. Maybe they'll cancel this stupid thing.
But I think it's okay. We can talk about it now. It was just a little early. It was about a month ago that happened. And we kind of, kept it secret, kind of like, don't ask us right now because we're not really ready to answer kind of thing. But now things are looking really good. And maybe next month, maybe in the next 2 or 3 episodes, there'll be a big change. For the better. We're going to have a whole new format for the show. A lot of really good changes.
Yeah, they're not good. But,
I think so. I think they're good. I think everyone's going to
you know
really
what?
like
No,
it.
you know what? You guys, I know how it works. I move away. I move to South Carolina, and then you start making all these big decisions about me, without me. So, whatever.
There's a
What, that's fine. It'll be fine.
There's a big difference.
It'll be fine.
There is a big difference between big decisions made where we outvote you and big decisions made without you.
I would think that this would, have been a unanimous type thing. I mean, this is a big change.
I mean, I think we all believe it needs to happen in some way. And also, I wanted to say
all but Spencer.
Well, and also I wanted to say to Mad Lab, no one's like angry or anything at Mad Lab. There was this big dramatic thing. Oh my God, information leaked, and Mad Lab has told the world what's about to happen, and da 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 da. It's totally cool.
Yeah,
I mean, Mad Lab is totally cool. His website still rocks, and I mean, it was just that it was a little too early to talk about it. That's all.
I mean, it doesn't mean that I can't take his name and associate it with male genitalia.
Well,
Did you guys see that we just lost the Ustream feed?
months. Yeah, we lost the Ustream feed. I think we got hacked.
Oh, well.
Week.
Okay. Anyway.
So that's that.
But it'll be fine.
There's no
It'll be
promises. Yeah, there's no promises exactly when that's going to happen, but when it does, you'll know.
And we'll post some more information as we get it.
Yeah.
So, okay, moving on to reconnaissance. It is time for map discussion. And our map this week.
Discussion.
Why don't you tell us, Spencer? What's the map this week?
Mach 12.
Mach 12.
Mach
4. Mach 4.
It is Mach 4, and I argued against doing custom maps, but I
still don't understand why you argued against doing custom maps.
Because I think we talk about custom maps as it is. And
outvoted.
Dun dun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mach 4 is a map that is very similar to 2 Fort in that you're dealing with two facing forts with a bridge of land in between them. One interesting thing about 2 Fort is the bridge is skinny and tight, whereas on Mach 4 there is a big patch of land in the middle, so you can kind of have battles in the middle. So there's bridge to a patch of land and then bridge to a fort.
It's kind of like a reverse bridge.
Yes.
Well, you can get up on the little things on the side and shoot down and get health and stuff.
Additionally, one good thing about Mach 4 is that there is not a huge trip down to the middle into the intelligence room. The intelligence room is quick. It's easy to get to. That does not mean it's easy to get to. Well, I guess that's kind of an oxymoron. It's easy to get to. It is not
easy to actually get the flag and take it out of there.
Right. The way the floors are laid out, if you walk in the front door of the fort and then take a right, go forward about, 30 yards, take a left, and then take another left, you're facing into the intelligence room. The intelligence room is sitting on a pedestal in there. That hallway is usually guarded very, very well. Additionally, above the intelligence are ledges all around you, which are usually filled with engineering doodads eager to shoot you and make lots of holes in your body. Mm-hmm. There is another entrance on the top level, and that is, instead of going straight in the front door of the fort, you take a left and you go to the left side. And there's a door over there where if you go through the door and head straight ahead, you go to sewers. And if you take an immediate left, you go up some stairs that take you to the floor above where the intelligence is.
And the sentries.
And the sentries. And the respawns. And the sniper deck. But getting up that stairwell is a lot more difficult than one might think, because there's a lot of very easy. I mean, all you've got to do is have, a row of stickies all the way up, and, you're dead before you get there. The trick is that there is no set of stairs that go from the floor where the intelligence is to that second floor where the respawn is. So if you take that side entrance in and then jump down to get the intelligence, you have to go out the front door. You can't go back out the way that you came in.
Unless you're a soldier or demo man.
Okay, given. The
or maybe even a scout. Can a scout double jump up there?
Ooh, I've never seen
I've never
that.
tried.
I've never
Way
seen
too
that.
high.
I don't think there's anything to jump from.
Where you get the flag or the briefcase.
Yeah.
I've never tried.
Yeah, but jump. Oh, yeah, I don't know.
No,
we're getting no from
guys,
the chat room.
trust me.
Chat
Trust me.
room
No,
No, you can't.
No,
Yes.
I'm making
Scout
the
cannot.
decision right now. Scout cannot do it.
Okay. if instead of going up the stairwell, you go straight, you head down to some sewers. Now the sewers are long-ish, but they're in neat little segments. And right after you enter the sewers, there's like a couple of zigzags, and then there is a staging area down there where it's just a little room built off of the standard sewer where engineers can set up and build teleporters and all that kind of stuff, and it ends up being the generation of another front. Mm-hmm. So you usually have a front coming in the front door, you'll have a front coming in the side door, and then you'll have a front coming in through the sewers.
And I think I see that tactic used a lot less on that map than, like, say, the elbow in Two Fort.
I disagree. I think people use the sewers a lot more in Mach 4 than they do in 2.
Well, I think they use the sewers, but I'm not setting up a staging, because usually there's a demo man down there, like, just plugging away, and it's pretty hard to get set up around that corner.
I use it a lot. Myself and another engineer will run down there. We'll build one doodad, and then both of us will build it. And if you're quick enough, it's good. If you have 2 NGs, 1 NG just is not enough to do it.
Because that little area is actually.
Go
ahead.
Oh, the thing about the sewers is that they still come out into one of the main entrances. There's really only 2 main entrances that will let you get to the to the intelligence, and the sewers exit into one of those entrances. Mm-hmm. So really, I honestly don't see much point to defending the sewers when you can have a much more effective use of manpower defending I guess it's the equivalent of the ramp room there, which has an entrance from the front and the entrance from the sewers right there.
I think the main objective, though, for that, and we'll just call that the elbow because that's what we call that. I think the point to that is really to put a forward teleport. And then to defend that teleport, you need to build something else. So I think really
he's saying to actually defend it as the defense. Like, why defend the sewers instead of up top? But
I don't know. Whenever I'm playing Mach 4,
you do need to defend it for that exact reason that you're saying, to make sure people don't get a teleporter right there and keep it there.
I think that using the room in the Mach 4 sewers as a staging area is much more damaging than building up in the elbow of 2 Fort. It is closer.
I agree
with one Uber.
I agree, but I also think that it's far, far less defendable than the elbow and 2
It's just too tight.
I totally disagree. I totally disagree. You get a pyro down there next to a dispenser, and that hallway is easy to defend.
Well, I just think the Mach 4 elbow lasts way less. I mean, the 2 Fort elbow lasts longer.
Yeah,
I will give you that, but also you can make it all the way from the Mach 4 sewer room all the way to the flag with one Uber. Mm-hmm. So it's much more important to go down there and smash all that stuff up and not have them building up in your Mach 4 sewers, because if they do build up and have time to build up an Uber, they can go all the way through to your flag and kill all your stuff right then. At least in the 2 Fort sewers, they can come up and they can do stuff, but they're not going to be able to attack more than one sentry with an Uber straight out of the sewers.
I still don't think that. I mean, in a real world situation, you can do that very often. I mean, if you have more than one sentry set up there, you're going to get pushed back. I mean, even if you can run up the ramp very quickly, you're going to get pushed back by 1 or 2 of the sentries that are there. And I don't know. I personally, when I'm on offense, I generally, the only thing I ever use the sewers for is getting to the base. I mean, I don't really see much of a point of setting up a defense there. But this is good. This is an old-fashioned West versus Spencer standoff.
That's because you're wrong.
No, it's
I've got to say he's right on this one.
No, I disagree. Now, and that's the point, and even the chat room's agreeing with me. It's easy to sweep through and clean out the Mach 4 sewers, but I think it is a much more valuable staging ground than the elbow in 2 Fort.
It is, but you can't defend it, so it's just a waste of time. You could be using those resources somewhere else. You can hold a teleporter outside in the where the water is down there easier than you can in the elbow.
But the thing is that you can keep people in the elbow. It's very difficult to keep people in the sewers of Mach 4.
It's very difficult for the offense to keep people in there. I mean, a single defensive push is going to push them back.
No,
we're talking in circles here, and we're going to have to settle for the fact that
talking in circles. Doot.
What the hell are you doing, Brent?
What is the doot?
I don't know. He's making stuff up. One interesting thing, if you're having combat on the bridges that go from fort to fort, the channels that you fall down into are actually a little more developed than just the basic big water piece under the bridge in 2 fort. There's some rocks and things, and a lot of times people will build sentries down in the rocks underneath the bridges there, and they're not that hard to defend. I see you doing it a lot.
Yeah.
And you can prevent people from using the sewers to get in. Plus, if somebody is stupid and ends up in a big firefight and falls off the bridge, you can slaughter them without them even knowing that they needed to look out for you.
Fun.
So do you put them up on that little ledge?
Yeah, there's a little rock. If you put it on the rock, then no one can directly touch it. They have to jump or throw a projectile at it.
Yeah.
They can't just walk over there and flame it like a pyro or whatever. And if they jump, then now they're trapped. Now they're down in the water and they have to get back up. And it's very out of the way. If you walk out of the base and you instantly get zapped by the sentry, it's very unexpected.
Yeah.
So.
On the middle landmass of Mach 4, there are 2 large features. One is a building, one is a large rock. The building actually has an elevator in the middle of it that goes up to the top of it.
It's the one thing that I can't stand about Mach 4. I can't stand the elevators. I wish they weren't there.
I hate the elevators. I was going to say that too.
and
I mean, I don't hate them. I like them that they allow for a quick jump from the sewers up to the bridge area, but I hate them just because they're elevators. I hate when I die because a stupid elevator stepped on my head and I had absolutely no ability to
I'll give you that. I see no reason why elevators should kill you for coming down on your head.
Now, if you were in a real world situation and an elevator came hitting you on the head, do you think you'd live?
It depends. It depends on whether, I could actually get out of the way.
Exactly.
In real life, I don't think I could fire a rocket at my feet and use it to propel me to a second-story ledge.
Well, that makes you lame.
I'm just saying.
He's just saying. Anyway, at the top,
how do you think I clean my roofs?
At the top of this little elevator is a 100% health pack, which is very, very helpful.
Yes.
It also provides you a neat little new angle of attack. Because a lot of times people don't look up. We've discussed this in previous episodes. A lot of times you don't look up when you're running around. And so sometimes people might miss you being there. It's also a good place for soldiers to get so that they can juggle the people that are running across the bridge. On the other side is a down elevator, and it goes down to the sewers, which run underneath these bridges. I think I've got most of the layout. Oh, there is a sniper deck over the main entrance and the of each fort.
And that's what Brent was talking about. That's kind of an entrance for
soldiers and demos.
Soldiers,
yeah.
No.
Well, he was.
Yeah. I mean, it is, but I was talking about coming from the intel out off the sniper deck. But
yeah.
Now, I find this sniper deck to be one of the most annoying sniper decks in any game because it has such good range and they can see so much with a simple zoom in. Do you agree with me?
I agree with you to an extent, but the features that are actually on the bridge, the building and the boulder, I think prevent it from becoming a sniper fest. And generally, I mean, if you have a sniper, you can pin them down with a soldier or a demo fairly easily.
I mean, I think the reason why it doesn't become a sniper fest is because you got about 2 inches to work with on this sniper deck that's not big enough to have 5 snipers up there.
Right.
But I think you can keep them down with soldiers because the close distance. But I think if there is a sniper, this is one of the maps where you definitely have to have another sniper just to keep them down, and that's annoying to me.
Well, when we discussed the nerf of the soldier ammo, this is specifically the map I was thinking of when I talked about how I use soldier rockets to suppress sniper fire. And as I'm crossing the bridge in Mach 4, I always fire rockets periodically up onto that sniper deck because it is such an effective sniper deck.
And this map, you don't have, I mean, there's nothing to do. unless you want to jump down into the sewers and get some ammo, you're just
Right.
you better make it home with that briefcase.
Yes, because there is, and it can be a real pain in the butt. It's a very effective
Now,
sniper.
if you're referring back to the soldier nerf here, there is quite a bit of ammo just laying about on the bridge.
After you kill folks.
So,
Yeah.
Well,
and if you kill people, there's ammo
Yeah.
there too.
I'm not arguing that, but at the same time, I found my first thought when I heard about the nerf was, I guess I won't be spamming the, opposite side of.
Well, and you don't jump off and spam the sniper deck and then take the time to run around a building to get ammo. I mean, you just defeated the point of spamming the sniper deck.
Right.
So, I mean, you run across, spam the sniper deck, jump up there, make sure he's dead, go in, blow up the guns, get the intel, and get good with your shotgun at that point.
The functional effect of the really effective sniper deck for me, as a heavy player, is I find that I tend to go through the sewers when I'm on offense a lot more, and I have to say that the sewers are the heavies just own them, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, until you get out
Heavies
into the
and pyros.
open. And I mean, pyros almost never beat me in the sewers, just because they have a long straight walk before they get to me.
Right.
But
Unless you're
I guess the only time I ever go out onto the bridge is if there is a sustained firefight out there that I feel like I can sway in one direction or another. It's just not worth it because of the snipers. Now, for other classes, I can see it being more worth it. But for heavies, it's not really worth going out there.
Now, one anti-sniper technique, if this is the map where I get frustrated by snipers the most. And if I find myself facing a sniper who's being very effective, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll ask an engineer to build a dispenser right there next to the exit onto the sniper deck. And then I'll go soldier and I'll spend the game and I'll.
Well, you're that annoying guy.
I am that guy, and I will make sure the sniper deck is a death zone for anyone and everyone. Because a lot of people run out of there from respawn as well, and they'll just run right out.
Yeah, you're the reason you got us nerfed. Thanks.
Huh?
Thanks. That's why they don't give us missiles.
Well, that's fine, and I'm glad that you hate me.
I don't hate you. Yes, I do.
I don't hate you. I hate your ideas.
Yeah, I think that's a saving grace about the snipers is because it is such a short distance to get across.
Yeah.
That it gives you time to get over there. Now, it seems like he did make a change between whatever versions and 4 on rocket jumping up on the deck. Used to be it was a breeze and you would just go right in. Now it seems like there's a overhang. And so you hit that if you don't do more of an angled jump.
Okay.
I think that was a good change overall.
Yeah, it actually takes a little bit of skill to get in there.
Yeah.
Instead
okay,
of
I'm glad we agree.
So, sentry placement?
Okay.
Sentry placement? Yeah. Go ahead. I know what you're going to say.
My favorite place to put a sentry is, mentally go to the sniper deck. Now walk into the main room, and the closest light that you see on the floor will be on a corner. It's the closest light you'll get to. If you put a sentry down right there, it's awesome. It gets people coming in through the stairwell from way across. It'll get people downstairs trying to steal your briefcase. And it also gets people behind you, like soldiers coming in through the sniper deck. It's a really good place.
Is it kind of in the middle? Like if you're on the top platform looking at the briefcase, like directly in front of it up there, is that where you're talking about?
No, not on the bridge, but it's on...
Well, not on the bridge, but back towards the wall.
Yeah. And there's a light on the ground.
Okay.
And if you place it right on the light, it's perfect.
I just don't know where that light is.
I have a friend who insists to me that if you have 4 or more engineers on your team, that you have already lost. And there's something to that on a lot of maps, but I have to say, if you have 4 sentry guns up in there, it's an awful lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
You don't get a whole lot of offense going, but I mean, heck,
and you can
get
build
4 engineers and 1 pyro there, and no one's taking your intel anywhere.
Yeah, and you can build those really fast. If someone does take it out, you're 2 steps away from the respawn. I mean, just get new metal and start banging away. It's nice.
Do you normally put a teleporter down in the flag room? going up?
No, I usually put it on the bridge, and then I go to the enemy's elbow, and then I put one up there.
Okay. Because there's
almost
no
always put
stairs
one
from
down
the
there.
flag room up to the hell thing.
Yeah.
So a lot of times engineers will put an entrance down there in that area up there, so
Right.
other people guarding can get up there.
I will
fast.
almost always build my dispenser and a teleporter. I will put a dispenser near the door to the intel so that people who are heavies and things that are down there defending will be able to go and get new ammo. And then I will build a teleporter up to the top.
I like you.
I typically build my sentries.
No, I hate you.
I typically build my sentry. If you come out, if you're standing at the intel, on the intel, with your back to the wall, to the top right, up on the ledge there in the corner by the respawn room, is a really good place because it gets a lot of people downstairs and it'll get people once they come around the corner. Now, I don't think it's as effective if it's the only sentry.
No, I think it's almost like a chess match with the sentries there. You need to have them placed to kind of guard each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or people will be able to take them out easy.
Right.
I mean, there's so many times that I'd rocket jump up to the ledge and just walk in and take out one or two sentries.
Right.
And it's pretty easy if it's not guarded.
Right. And the other thing is that usually you'll have one engineer running around up there, and if a spy comes up there and starts sapping stuff, he'll usually try to take out the Engie. And when he does, you need another sentry alive and active ready to take down that spy.
Yeah.
The other place that I've built a lot of sentries is right there on the ledge, in between the flag room and the stairwell, right above the sewer entrance.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Right above it. And that way you get people who are trying to come up the stairs. Now, it's very vulnerable to well-placed shots from outside the doors, people sneaking in and getting good angles on it. So if you don't have a few bodies running around in the stairwell by the sewer entrance, it'll be in trouble. But I feel like it's really good for defending both directions at the same time.
Okay. There was a place I put sentries on all the time at Mach 3. For some reason, around the time when it was upgraded to Mach 4, I started using the upstairs place to put sentries. But before, I would always put sentries downstairs between the entrance and the flag room. So when you walk in through the entrance in the downstairs area and you're going towards the flag room, there's a ramp and there's some stairs.
Yes.
Kind of back to back. And in that corner, I would put a dispenser and a sentry and just rack up on kills. You either get them coming in, or you get soldiers and stuff coming out with the briefcase. Usually spies leaving with the briefcase.
Yes. Additionally, if there's a sniper down there in the doorway that's doing some stuff there, if you've got some warm body there to cause some combat and distract people from the fact that there's a sentry right around the corner, then usually you're doing good.
Yeah.
I think everyone knows that's played a lot of Mach 4 that sentries are both required and they're really a defining part of the map.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And
so could you get by with just 2 sentries, do you think?
Yeah, I've done it.
Yeah, we had to do it.
You have to have a
plan
powerhouse
match.
offense if you're doing that. If you're going to play defensive, you have to play defensive. If you're going to play offensive, you have to play offensive.
Yeah.
It's one of the things I like about the map. That's a function of the size. It's a very small map, so you can't afford to sort of half measures on either or. You have to really dedicate to one or the other.
Yeah.
And there's I just want to mention real quick, Taryn had an idea, or a good place to put a dispenser was on the steps. It slows people down getting up to the intel a little bit.
That's a good point. It does.
It does work.
Oh,
good.
the landing? There's
Yeah. No, I've seen people put dispensers in front of the 2 sets of stairs going up to the intel. And if nothing better, it slows people who are trying to run up those stairs down. They got to kind of jump and jog to get around them.
Okay.
And it's a good place if you got. I think that's actually a good map for a soldier helping out defense with the Engies. Because they can, if they need something, they can just rocket jump straight up and get it out and then jump back down, and they don't even need the teleporter down there.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's really a good map for soldiers in general.
Yeah.
Mr. Eagle also pointed out to me over chat here that if you have a rush of 2 or 3 soldiers that are jumping to the sniper deck, that can be a really, really effective offensive technique. If they can dodge in and out of that room, they can clear out the sentries and still have enough ammo and life to really make a dent on the rest of the defense.
Do you want to start talking classes?
We sort of have a little bit already. I mean, and one of the things that we come across when we were doing class by class earlier is a lot of the classes, I mean, you're just going to say play the classes as you normally would. I think personally one of those is the spy. If you're playing a spy, you're going to play a spy the same way on this map as you would on any other. Would you agree with that, Eric?
Yeah, pretty much. And a medic, right?
Yeah, medic is pretty much the same.
Yeah. There is a good tip for a medic, though, I think, because there is so much. Well, I guess you do it a lot on 2.4 too, but even more on this one. Uber. Jumping up on the deck a lot, having a medic that's kind of staged to get people as they're going in that area. It's helpful.
There is a little health pack and off to the right of the main entrance of the fort. There's a little tiny ledge.
It's a
lot of times as a medic, what I will do is I will go over and stand on that ledge and let some people start poking their heads in. And as long as there's 2 or 3 people trying to make an offensive push right there at the main door, you are in a really good spot to heal people who are trying to jump up onto the sniper deck, to heal people who are, in the main combat, or people who are retreating from combat.
Yeah, I think that's a great place. And if you do get injured and no one's there to help you, you can always jump down to the sewers, grab the full health pack, and then just run back up, out and around, and get back in that spot too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we sort of covered engineers already over the course, I think, unless someone had something else to say about them.
No.
I did get one little hint from Dog Meat Stew here. He says it's a little known fact, and it surely must be because I didn't know about it. But evidently, you can crouch jump up from the rock down in the canyon up to that ledge I was just talking about in the just to the right of the front door.
Oh, okay.
I've never tried it, but that sounds legitimate.
I rocket jump there a lot from down there, just because the health's there. Yeah,
that's because you're a rocket jumper.
Rocket jumper.
Now, speaking of rocket jumping,
Man.
This is just a great map for soldiers overall. There isn't a single area on the entire map where soldiers are at a real disadvantage. They have clear lines of fire from just about any place to any other place. If you're playing soldier smart.
Demo strategies. First off, demo men standing on that ledge in between the flag room and the stairway have a lot of ability to cover a lot of zones. You can sticky the walkway or the stairs, and you can stick them right to the wall there, and anybody who's walking up those stairs is going to get hit and blown to bits. And it does a lot of damage, and you can have some stickies on the stairs and some stickies on the flag and cover both sides at the same time. If you want to, you can even just sticky the flag up and worry about defending the stairwell with your grenades, and it's very, very effective. You're very good at defending the sewers. You stand at the top of that long slope in the sewers. You run down, you sticky the bottom. When you start noticing people are shooting away the stickies or they're stupid enough to walk up and get blown up by them, you just detonate them.
And you clear out any sentries that are down there.
Yes. The
I see what you did there.
The bridge is a small enough area to where if you get onto the sniper deck, you can lay down your stickies all over the front of the bridge as long as there's not a sniper shooting you from the other sniper deck, and you can effectively stop people from using the bridge. Additionally, if anyone does make it in the building, you just turn around and run into the flag room. Going in, I find demo men to be indispensable because since you can kind of lob your stickies up onto that ledge from the left side or from, I don't even have to get in. If somebody is stupid enough to build a sentry just around the corner as I'm going into the flag room from the bottom floor, I can just sticky the floor right next to it with 3 or 4 stickies and blow it to bits. The only problem is, because there's a lot of turns and because there's a lot of ways to defend things, demo men do not need to be running around alone. You need somebody with some kind of short range support, a heavy pyro, something
companion
that can,
cube.
Yes, a companion cube, something that can shoot quickly and cover you while you're worrying about getting rid of the threats that would take them out.
I know that I kind of hate demo man when I'm coming out of the sniper deck. It always seems to be there's some grenades there hitting me.
Yes.
I kind of feel like to put together a credible offense on this map, there is no such thing as a lone a lone person offense on this map. It's just there's too much death waiting inside there for any class to get in and out without dying. Most of the time. There are, of course, always exceptions, but generally you're going to need backup.
Yeah, this is one of the maps that I mean, I know you can use a scout effectively at points on it, but I think this is probably one of the toughest maps to use a scout effectively, and it's almost,
absolutely.
I think it's more important to just go medic instead, because I mean you're getting a little bit faster and you're healing and you're probably doing more damage.
Yeah. I mean, scouts are just too fragile. They go down too fast on this map.
And it's such an engineer heavy map, and
spammy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's spammy outside and engineers inside.
The engineer, the natural predator of the scout
on the plains.
Now, on the other end of the spectrum, I have to say that as a heavy player, this is one of my favorite maps to play heavy on. Absolutely, bar none.
In the sewers?
It's one of the only ones where I mean, the sewers are great for the heavy. They're phenomenal for backing up engineers if no one else is doing it on defense. It's also one of the only maps that, as a heavy, I can cap the intel with some regularity, and it's not just a fluke. Because if you've got a good medic on you, you can just bully your way in if you've got enough fire support. So it's just a lot of fun as a heavy, I would say.
I like going medic on this map for that very same reason. There are lots of people that you can help out. You can do a lot of healing on this map. There are a lot of places where you're very fragile. I mean, you're going to get sniped. You're going to get hit by all the rockets from the soldiers who love this map. You're going to be shot at by all the heavies who like this map. But there's if you're going to die. Wow! Ouch! Yeah, my ears. But if you dodge and weave and float like a butterfly and sting like a syringe gun, you kick butt.
You know what I think might be a good tactic for this map is to have like medics kind of waiting in the respawn room and have two heavies up there and healing them until you get your Ubers, because it's such a short map that you just work your Ubers up there as defense, and then when you're ready, your team just goes across, gets the flag, and comes back.
Yeah, yeah.
That might
I like
work.
Small maps.
The other idea might be to do it in the hallway to the sniper deck.
Or down there in the sewers. There's a great place in the elbow where you can build up.
Yeah. I'm glad you shut up.
Did we miss any other... Did we miss any other classes?
Let's see. We've covered Scout,
Pyro.
I mean,
Pyro is.
There are sewers,
Pyro.
and you should love them.
Yeah,
and there are twists and turns, and you should love them.
And there are sentry guns that you should love.
And don't worry about trying to cap the intel. Let other people do it.
And stay off the bridge. I think Pyros should just absolutely stay off the bridge.
I agree.
Map. I think they are of no use out there generally.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think that, and this is kind of superficial, but I think that Pyros need to focus on harrying the front of the base, moving back and forth to the two entrances. But as soon as they start going up the stairs and start having to face those sentries that are going to be at long distance, it's going to be trouble for them. So they just ought to stay out of the bases.
Unless that's all the classes, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
Until they add Debbie Downer.
I know for me, Mach4 is one of my favorite custom maps. It's a fast map. It does occasionally devolve into a whatchamacallit? A
Spam Fest.
Spam Fest. No, I was thinking a deadlock where no one wins. Stalemate.
Yeah,
that's it. But I see that happening a lot more rarely with Mach4 than I did with Mach3, I think.
One last aspect that I always like to talk about with maps is good places to put your spray. I suggest putting sprays on the glass windows downstairs in the elbows. There's a lot of flat walls and enough space down there for at least a good 15 sprays.
And it'll keep your engineers entertained while they're trying to set up a forward progress point.
Mm-hmm. Well, additionally, I like right there up on the second floor on the wall, right behind the sniper deck. So right there where everybody puts their teleporters is a perfect advertisement. It looks just like a subway.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, or
along the same lines with our original control point spray, the one that had the red team all in a line. You remember that one?
Yes.
And down at the bottom it said control point.
Yes.
If you put that on the bridge just right, face down on not the bridge, the walkway over the intelligence. Mm-hmm. If you put it on there just right, the way that it clips the intel, it would just say control point on either side of the of that walkway.
That's nice.
That was really cool.
Little double duty.
Double duty. You said double duty.
So that I think about covers Mach4.
So next week.
Next week?
What do you think about labor?
Labor.
Labor.
Huh?
I
Okay.
haven't played labor in a long time. Why don't we do facing?
Yeah.
No, God. Oh.
CP falling. Come on, guys. CP falling.
CP falling. Do CP falling. CP falling.
CP falling.
I can do labor.
Oh.
I see what you're doing there.
I can do labor. I don't mind labor. We
Yeah,
can do labor.
I like labor.
Okay.
Let's do it. Labor next week.
Yes. We'll be doing labor.
Okay, so now we're on to listener contributions here.
Dun,
What is
dun.
this first thing here? I don't know anything about it.
I don't either.
Why don't you talk about it, Brent, since you're the one that put it in the notes?
I actually had to close my dock to keep the camera going. So if you give me a hint
It
here.
says email about clan not letting clan member wear the CP clan name. House of Fun.
Okay, so we were talking about this earlier. Can I get a name? Can I get a name? Can I get a name?
House of Fun?
House of Fun.
Yes, was the clan.
Oh, do we have a name for the player?
No.
No, not
It's
here.
in my Gmail somewhere.
Okay, so maybe don't get out. Anyway, we had a player who had an issue with their clan that they didn't want to have CP at the end of the name because they thought, they would be stolen by another clan or that they were playing for CP too. And I guess or at least I thought it was a little bit silly because it's not really so much of a clan thing as it is a community thing, and you can be in a squad or a clan and still be in the community.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I thought
Yeah,
maybe
but
he
I
could
kind of
get
thought
his-
it was sort of like. I think a lot of clans treat their clan tag as sort of a uniform, and having CP on your name is sort of being a little bit out of uniform. And I can understand someone not wanting that there, but I don't like it.
See,
I
you know,
I can understand. I can understand when you were playing in a match. Like if you're playing in a match, yeah, maybe you should only use one tag. But if you're just out playing on servers and you've got two tags on, I think it's good to say what the CP is. Oh no, this is just a group of friends. They do a podcast you should go listen to and dig, and I think it would be great for everyone.
Can you change your name in game
Yes.
while you're in game?
Yes.
Yeah.
So now you can theoretically make a macro, right?
Yes.
So just hit a macro and then change your tag when you play on CP.
The one thing I actually like it when I see multiple tags on CP members. Like, for instance, I love seeing people with CP as one tag and then LH as another because that's Legendary Heroes. That's Majachi's group.
Oh, right.
And that makes me happy. I'm like, oh, they like multiple things that I enjoy. This
That's
is
what that
probably
is?
somebody. Yeah, that's what LH is. Legendary
Okay.
Heroes.
Oh, that's cool.
And that kind of makes me happy, because what it says is this person is interested in multiple things that I am interested in.
Right.
So,
So what I want to do is, what was the clan again?
House of Fun.
House of Fun. If you're in House of Fun, let your guys use the CP.
We'll let our
on.
guys use your clan tag, I guess.
Yeah.
Wait, maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe we should be snobby. Well, if you won't let us wear our tag, we're not going to let you wear yours. Okay,
Moving on.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, maybe we
Moving
should
on.
be
Moving on.
Man, everybody looked at me all mean and stuff.
Here you go.
Oh, it's a companion cube.
Hey, it wasn't Paranoid Android who left the PS3 question. It was me, Arctic Blast 22.
And thank you, Arctic Blast 22. Would you like to talk about this, Wes?
I didn't type this in here. I don't know what you're talking about.
Would you like to talk about this, Eric?
I think we just did.
Would you like to
he
talk
called,
about? Oh.
here, okay, I will talk about it. He called in and we accidentally said Paranoid Android instead of Arctic Blast.
Wasn't that about the
And it was-
PS3 TF2 community?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he called and asked if we had a PS3. And I think we actually talked about that on the last episode, right? Or no, it was two episodes.
Two episodes ago.
Two episodes ago. Okay.
Yeah.
So sorry, we always try to keep the name right and put it in our notes and everything, but apparently it was in the notes incorrectly.
Yeah, so if you're interested in joining that PS3 Orange Box community or TF2 community that he's got going, his PlayStation Network ID is Arctic Blast 22, one word.
So that's cool. Now we have PS3 people going on, and now we have 360 people going on.
So do you think
I've had a whole bunch of CPers add me to their 360 list. I kind of like that.
That's
kinda
cool.
nifty.
do we need to start a forum for console play?
Nah, it's all the
No.
same.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, too, about talking about console-related or TF2-related console stuff or whatever you want to say, there's not really a lot of specific things that we could talk about to make this more console-friendly. But in turn, we can talk about custom maps, whereas they can't play. So we are kind of PC-related here, but...
And the truth of the matter is the PC is a superior first-person shooter environment.
So which do you prefer, Mac
I think
or
it's
PC?
definitely superior for this game just because of the additional content you can get. But,
Yeah.
you know, Wes is just trolling there, so pay no attention to him.
For real.
The next thing on the list here is some control point motivational posters that were put in our forums. Who wants to talk about that?
Those are fun.
They're hilarious. We had some, the TF2 motivational posters got talked about a long time ago, linked from our forums, and it's standard stuff. And it said like dispenser. Evidently, we need one here. Things like that. And some people decided to take some control point pictures, namely of the hosts and things like that, or of images, and put kind of like there's one of a phone, and it says it's Spencer, click, and things like that, and they're well worth looking at. Now they're full of in jokes, so you might need to go to the TF2 wiki and look up our in jokes to get them. But
Or listen to the next podcast where we're going to explain all.
yeah,
of
we're going to
them.
take each of the posters and go over them one by one.
Click.
The next thing is we're going to do a discussion. I actually think we're running late on time. I think we should save it for next week.
Yeah,
Okay.
we don't have time for this.
Okay.
Next week, if we have time, we'll be doing a discussion about if we were going to have a new class, what would it be?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
design it.
maybe we should ask for some contributions from our listeners too.
That'd be cool.
New
Yeah.
class,
Call in.
simple definition. Don't make it 8 pages long. But if you can give us a 1-paragraph description of your new class, we would love to share the good ones on the air.
And describe the
And
three
we
weapons.
like pictures. We like pictures,
Oh,
but we
yeah.
can't put a picture up on
Yeah.
the air too. So
But
do it on the
include some
vidcast.
text.
Yeah, or we could have a blog post with with the pictures and the individual things. That wouldn't be bad. Okay, anyway, moving on.
Surveillance.
Surveillance.
Hey, Eric, I know you were playing this Flash Portal game.
Oh, and it's awesome. Flash
Yeah.
Portal games rule.
You know when
They
I
do.
played that?
It's like a 2D. It's so fun. It's a 2D Flash game. I mean, Portal game.
And I
When I
hear
played
we're
that-
kind of like the last one on.
I feel like I've played it already. Just from the words Flash Portal game, I feel
How
like I
does-
know it all.
But like every time I come up with something new, and it's like, oh yeah, that's from like 1923. like the Sentry manual thing that I just discovered. Oh yeah, that was like around for years.
Well, but this you didn't even discover.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I just played it and I thought it was new. I don't care if it's new. It's still fun. But I couldn't.
Yeah, but
beat
I
it.
sent you the link to it.
Well, yeah. So you were.
Man,
fooled
you're
into
totally
thinking-
going to go without giving Brent credit?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Brent's
that.
going to leave
should
you a
see
hateful
here's,
message in our
music
message
and-
board.
I gave Brent credit for a bunch of stuff like 2 weeks ago, and I
Yeah.
figured that's enough to last the next 8 or 9 podcasts.
I think so too. I just like giving, you and Spencer have a little thing. Eric and I have a thing. And so I like to pull his chain every once in a while.
You know what?
Well, we
You know
all have
what?
things.
Brent, shut up.
I'll show you the thing
Shut up.
later.
Just shut up.
Right.
So has anybody beat the game? It has 40 levels, right? I got to 31 and had to stop before it exploded.
Yeah, I got to 30 and had to get back to work.
Yeah. I mean, if there was a way to save it, I could beat it, but
The only Flash game I've been playing lately is Desktop Tower Defense,
That is a fun one.
and I've been playing too much of it. I can't beat hard. I get so close and I can't beat hard.
There's, oh yeah.
Okay.
that's
Hey, shout outs. Shout
on to
outs.
shout-outs.
I'm excited about this.
Okay.
We have a new player of the week, as we do every week.
Dun 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 dun.
The player of the week is
Say it right.
Win.
My Joe.
No,
My Joe.
I refuse. It's Meja Win.
My win.
He is the player of the week, and there's a couple reasons. He was really helpful. He wrote this big long tutorial for a Frit in the forums, kind of explaining how to get started creating a map using Hammer. And then additionally, he gave out tons of little suggestions on what we should talk about on the show.
Yeah, he gave us a huge list of stuff, very constructive things. Hey, why don't you guys do this? Why don't you do that? And he even put some nifty icons in it.
Yeah, he did. Little shiny arrows. But he's just always busy, like, making stuff and writing things and stuff. So.
And just because we've been picking on his name so much, finally he's like, look. And he changed his Steam name to Meeja, Meeja, for about a week and a half.
I noticed that.
And it was, yeah.
That
so
was cool.
after he provided the list of show recommendations, or no, he's talking to us about doing some stuff with PC Zone Magazine. He said, "Can I change my name back now? Is that a good enough reason to be able to change my name back now?" And I said, yes. yes, you are allowed to change your name back. So his name.
I'm sorry, I refuse to pronounce it in the way he desires. It's not spelled that way. I'm sorry. Yeah. It's spelled Meeja Wen, so I'm going to say it that way. It doesn't mean I don't like him. He's been a member of the community for a really long time, and we really appreciate it. So.
Yes, and he's done a lot of work and stuff. So, okay, so that's our shout out.
And you should leave him a message too. It's 256-513-4772.
Oh wait, I had a shout out. I want to shout out to Random Chatter. Because I was on the show with Mint Condition and Deg and Deg's fiance.
What's up with that? How do you get invited to be on the show?
Well, it's about movies.
I did get invited. You just didn't.
I didn't either, don't worry.
Nice.
Man.
Wow, that was a burn in the making right there. So,
holy crap.
So I was on the show and it was a lot of fun. And I think it's coming out soon. It'll be their newest episode. Not sure. I don't think it's up right now. I keep checking. But we talked about a lot of like gamer
Can you
gaming.
hear me now? Can you hear me now? Is it up now? Is it up now? Is it up now? Is it
We
up now?
talked about
Need a
gaming
podcast,
stuff, like being social in games and the whole. We talked about Second Skin and
Sucking
it
skin.
was a lot of
What?
fun. Yikes.
What kind of podcast was this?
Do we have
I'm
any
just
more?
on it. Don't blame me.
So
Thanks, Random Chatter, for being stand up about inviting everybody but me on your show.
So,
Well, I told him I wouldn't go on if you were allowed.
well, you know what, Spencer? You can.
I wouldn't be on any podcast that would have you as a guest.
I know.
Well, Spencer, you know what? Eric and I will invite you to our new podcast,
yeah.
The Arby's?
the Arby's Cast. Yeah.
Arby's Cast.
Yeah, because, Spencer loves his Arby's. Mm-hmm. Processed
I was
food.
actually thinking about. I've got all of this this podcasting equipment. I was thinking about like doing a little weekly audio diary or something, and I had the perfect name for it. You want to hear what it is?
What?
Sure.
Greetings from Jellyfish Island.
Nice. That's got
Wow, a
ring to it.
podcast that starts with an inside joke.
Wow.
That's true.
We're off on the right foot. So if you want to know more about
Shoeless
these
foot.
inside jokes, you can always go to our wiki at tf2wiki.net/wiki/control_point_podcast, and you can also update the wiki there.
You can dig us. We got a lot of digs this week, and we really appreciate it. I noticed that we're at the bottom of the podcast list when you first go to the podcast page, and that is something that we're very fond of. We want to promote our what we're doing to as many people as possible, because there's still a lot of people who don't know about us. Go to dig.com, register, and dig us, please.
And that's 2 G's, DIGG.
Double G.
You can
Yep,
join. You
yep.
can join our MySpace group. I did.
It's at http://groups.myspace.com/controlpoint.
We got a new iTunes review this week.
Was it good?
Man,
It was.
I love those iTunes reviews.
It was good. And we have passed a lot of really high quality podcasts on the listings. And I'm not saying that, we're better than you, but I mean, it makes.
I am. We're totally better than all of them.
Well, I think it's great that we're putting out a product that is being appreciated as some of these other quality podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're up there with,
I agree.
We're up there with Game Theory, which is an astounding podcast.
Hey, did they pay for that?
No.
What are you doing, dude? You don't just throw out stuff like that. No, they're going to creep up past us.
Anyway,
We're
you
getting
can
up close to one of my favorite podcasts, which was the Video Game Outsiders. We're getting close to them. I kind of think that's kind of cool. I listen to them a lot. So.
We actually got, and we're not sure what we're going to do yet, but we got an invitation from another podcast, the Analog Gaming Hole, to see about doing some content with them. We're going to get back with them and talk to them about doing some joint stuff with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if the lawyers will let us.
if the lawyers will let us. You can stumble us, or
Give us a thumbs up on Stumble Upon.
And also, you can join us in Twitter.
oh god,
Join, add me, Nailhead, or what?
Add yourself to Frapper.
Devil Turnip.
Twitter.
Chaos_CP.
Tweet.
Cool. And you can make fun of the fact that Wes is not on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you join my Twitter, I already have a link to the new control point background.
Awesome.
But instead of that, why don't you just give us a call at 256-513-4772. Leave us
Leave your
a
tweets
message. It's like a tweet, except for it doesn't suck. So call and leave us a message. If you have an interesting message, we might put it on the air. If you have an interesting question, we might put it on the air. We would really like some contributions, so give us a phone call. And I think that's it.
Sweet.
I think you can go to bed now, Spencer.
That's the podcast. That's the podcast. That's the podcast. Dun dun.
You are now at the end of another episode of Control Point,
Victory.
Every one of you deserves a medal!
a podcast brought to you by the Dead Workers Party. See the show notes and leave comments for this episode at controlpoint.deadworkers.com or leave us a voicemail at area code 256-513-4772.
Auf Wiedersehen!
Okay, for us to go into the next section, you got to shut your hole.
Yeah. Be a hole shutter.
Are you ready, Brent? Are we ready? Are we going? Are you twitting? You better not be twitting. Is that a verb, twitting, or is it twittering?
It's tweet.
No, I just,
Are you tweeting?
I got a message from Madlep on Twitter.
Oh, that's great. That's what we need to be doing right now.
Kukri monster.
Do you want me to end the podcast right now?
Sure.
Because I will. I'll
End it.
just say fuck.
Yeah, that ends it.
That's the end of the podcast.